Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Rideshare Etiquette. And I welcome you to my podcast on this cloud gray, possibly rainy afternoon here in the Great Lakes state of Michigan. So today we're going to discuss GPS, when to use it, when not to use it. GPS. To GPS or not to GPS? That is the question. So I've just had so many passengers tell me, and it almost is like almost on a daily basis about how they get into an argument with their driver about the usage of GPS. I've been driving for Uber for 3.5 years and Lyft for 3 years. And there's been so many times when the passenger has pleaded with me, begged with me, saying, I'm going to know you. If you go this way, you follow my instructions. We're going to avoid a lot of potholes. We're going to avoid dirt roads. We're going to avoid traffic. I'm like, tell me. One gentleman, he's like, my last driver, my drive to work in the car is 5 minutes. My last driver, it took me 10 minutes. It took him 10 minutes to get to work. I paid a higher fare, and I was late for work. And I have heard that so many times when passengers, my driver took forever. They got stuck. They got lost. They didn't know which way they were going. They were using the GPS. I was trying to help them out. They wouldn't listen. And long story short, I was late for work. Not fair to the passengers. Sorry, folks. Sorry, guys. Sorry, drivers. I side with the passengers 100% on this. With that being said, I will tell you why. Now, so many times I've had passengers, like I say, provide time-saving shortcuts. Time-saving. And it is so much appreciated on my end because it's avoiding high-traffic areas, roadworks, bad road conditions. I don't know if you're familiar with the roads in Michigan, but yeah, let's just put it that way. Okay, so bottom line, drivers, don't argue with your passengers, okay? If this passenger you're picking up that is going to work or coming home from work or coming home from university, they know a really, really good route, and listen to them, follow their instructions. So maybe you're new to the area. At one point in time, we're all new to the area. And there's even times, I've been told by passengers, oh, you're a veteran. When I get to a part of town, like on the east side, downriver, and I'm like, I don't get down this way that often. I'm not real familiar with it. I will say this is a route that my GPS app is recommending. Is that the way you normally go? Are you cool with it? Have an open line of communication, because there's sometimes when the passenger's like, I'll tell you a shortcut, don't go that way, go this way. And I'm like, let's go, let's do it. And there are times too when you're going to encounter a passenger like, this is my first time here, I'm not real familiar with the area either. And then it's a general consensus conclusion to use GPS. Now, when I first started driving for Lyft and Uber back in the day, yes, they were very strongly recommended drivers follow the GPS, especially if you're going to a part of town you're not familiar with. But they also strongly recommended you get to know your city. Now, you're going to get a lot of drivers, that come up from another state, or passengers that come up from another state, another city, and they're going to be unfamiliar with the route. Definitely use GPS. Unless you're very familiar with it, like, hey, I know a really good way to go. It'll get us there. We're going to avoid a lot of traffic. Open lines of communication with your passenger is so key. It's so essential. Don't argue with the passenger driver, because this is going to affect your 5-star rating. Because this is what happens to the passenger when you take the long way round on the route using whatever GPS app you use. They end up being late for work. And in some cases, I've had passengers tell me, because I was late, they docked me 5-10 minutes. So that means I'm getting less pay. Another really, really valid point in their argument is, and a very strong point, this is costing me more than it was estimated in the beginning, and I don't appreciate that because now I have to pay more money because you got lost, you didn't follow my instructions, and this passenger telling the driver this, or you took the long way around using the GPS. And that's not fair to me because I got to pay a higher fare. I go to work, I go to school, I have kids. Whatever their case is, whatever scenario their situation is, be understanding. Work with that passenger. Be obliging. Because I get it. You know what? That's not fair to the passenger. All of a sudden, it's like, hey, this is costing me more than it should because you took the driver a different route. And I told you a fast and quick way, and now I'm late for work. Now I have to pay more. So you know what this does, that trickle-down effect? It affects your rating. You're going to get a poor navigation report. You're going to get a professionalism report because you argued with the passenger. You're not going to get 5 stars. You may get 4. You may get 3. That is not cool on your end. And that makes you angry as a driver. It's like, rah, 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 rah. Well, it makes a passenger angry as a passenger. And then they're going to come out and they're going to say, and word of mouth is the best way to make or break a company, a product. You name it, word of mouth is the way to do it. That passenger is going to badmouth you. Badmouth Lyft. Badmouth Uber. You had a really bad experience the last time with one of my Lyft or Uber drivers. We got into an argument about the GPS. It makes me want to not use this platform, and that's not what Lyft and Uber want. They want passengers to be loyal. They want them to use the platform. They also want them to spread via word of mouth. Hey, I used Uber last night. Let's do an Uber. I love Lyft. Lyft is my preferred choice. And this is going to, in turn, make money for the companies, make money for the drivers. Now, I'm not going to say, yes, I'm pro making money as far as a corporate situation. I am pro making money as a driver, okay? So let that be understood. But at the same time, we are in the business of customer service as a driver for a rideshare platform. Passengers hire us to do a service. They pay good, hard money. And if they're going to use or have a driver who uses a default GPS app or just a GPS app that's maybe not as accurate as some of the other ones, it's going to affect that passenger's, attendance, work, tardiness, whatever, when they're going to school or going to work. Don't do that. And then they're going to pay higher. And then this next, like I said, it's going to be down to, I don't want to use Lyft. I don't want to use Uber. The drivers always get lost. They use the wrong app. Now, also, too, let this be understood, it's not every single driver. I mean, I've had a lot of passengers say, oh my gosh, I had so much fun with my last driver. I'm really, really referring to a lot of the drivers who are new to the platform or new to the city, new to the area. And, we all were that at one point in time. And I mean, I even get ride requests where I'm like, oh, geez, I'm not real familiar with the downriver area. I'm not real familiar with, as far as like the rural areas. And GPS is so, so helpful. It's a great assistant. It's a great guide. And there's many times when I am in an area where I'm not familiar with, it's like, okay, let's turn on GPS. However, going back to the etiquette portion of this, you want to be courteous to your passenger. You want to be professional. It affects your 5-star rating. You're going to, overall, they're going to tip you. You're going to make a little extra money. So that's always, a nice little added bonus. It's a nice little surprise. And then they're going to say, oh my gosh, my driver was so great. And they're going to be like giving you 5 stars. And then the next thing you know, you're going to get them as a repeat passenger. And I'm all about that. I like my repeat passengers because that means I gave them 5 stars and they gave me 5 stars. Then they're not such a stranger to you. And then all of a sudden you have a little bit more of a rapport with them. And it just makes the ride more enjoyable on both ends, the driver's side and the passenger side. So, drivers, don't argue with your passenger. New drivers, don't argue with your passenger about GPS. You're just doing such a disservice to the company and to yourself and to your passenger. Don't be that person. Don't do that, okay? And there's times too when, what can you do? They're like, well, you just go however. And I've had some areas where, or not areas, instances where I've had a passenger and I'll tell them, feel free to let me know which is the best route you take. Normally, speak up about GPS, and they totally ignore you, and, you want to provide a good experience. And then, as they look up from their phone 5-10 minutes later, they're like, where are we going? And I tell them, and then like, well, that's not the route I take. And I'm like, hello, I told you in the beginning, speak up about the GPS. Of course, you can't tell that to the passenger. You just have to say, be professional as much as possible and just say, well, I can always change. Which way do you want to go? We can do it. No, you're okay now. Let's just go this way. And it's like, okay, yeah. So this isn't going to end well on my end. And then when it's all said and done, you find out you got either a navigation report or the passenger doesn't report you for anything, but you're not getting 5 stars. You're getting 4 stars. You're getting 3 stars. And then in that case, I'm like, okay, if you gave me 3 stars, good riddance to you, bad medicine. I'll never get you again. I'm not going to be unhappy about that. And yeah, the 3 stars is like, really, seriously? Just don't rate me, okay? Just don't rate me instead of giving me 3 stars. But luckily on my end, that's been few and far in between. So I'm very happy. So I just wanted to talk to drivers. Yeah, I can talk. I just wanted to talk, period. I just wanted to just really and truly just understand, drivers. Please, GPS is not always accurate. It's programmed by humans. Humans are prone to error. Yes, they do try to update the apps to make sure the accuracy is at a high percentile. I get that, and it should be. If you're not sure of the area and you're not sure of the pickup location, communicate with your passenger. Text, call, see if the passenger left pickup notes, because in Lyft, they do have an option for the passenger to leave a pickup note, especially if the route or they notice the GPS, whatever, is telling you to go the driver in a different direction and the passenger wants to be picked up in a timely manner. So that's all I have for today. I want to thank you all for listening. I appreciate it so much. And please, 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 please like, comment, subscribe, follow, give a listen. And I'm hoping that I'll be on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and Google Cast, I think it is. I really appreciate everybody. Guys, take care. Be safe to one another. Be cool to one another. Be courteous to one another. The world needs a bit more kindness. Practice random acts of beauty and kindness. So have a good night, good day, wherever you're at. Peace, love, woof. I'm signing off.